What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Today is June 24th, 2022. I'm your host, Game Dizzy. It is currently 12 p.m. EST, 12:30 p.m. EST, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Mountain Time, and 11:30 Central. I want to welcome an amazing guest today on the show with Elvis Onchain. You have Sarah. Welcome, Sarah.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. How are you doing? I see you're in New York right now. How's everything going?
Yeah, I'm good. Just to give you visuals of where I am, I'm fully doxing myself. I'm at Brightside Cafe in Brooklyn. We're at the tail
Ooh,
end of NFT NYC. Just had a lovely brunch.
that is awesome.
I'm a little bit tired. I must confess, I did go to Madonna last night, everyone,
Let's
part of the
go.
Sandbox Wow event. So yeah, you've probably got a good half hour out for me today, and then I'll flag. Just
Yeah,
warning
yeah,
you, I'll be good for half an hour.
yeah.
But
That
yeah,
is
thanks for
totally.
having us.
Yeah, definitely,
Um,
definitely. Thank you for being on the show. I'm really excited to talk about Elvis on Chain and see what you guys are all about. Um, but yeah, let's get started while people are kind of trickling in. What is kind of Elvis on the Chain project? How did this start? And um, yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit about it.
yeah, so Elvis on Chain is a project which is minting in mid-July. It is a collection of 1935 NFTs that will give you access to Elvis Vault. So, what is it in Elvis Vault? You will see never seen before footage. You will get access to metaverse experiences where Elvis's content is in high fidelity in the likes of Mona and Spatial. You will also get, with the NFT, access to the Sandbox game and avatars that we're creating that we'll get into a bit more detail in a bit.
Ooh.
But aside from metaverse experiences, you'll have IRL events with this NFT. You'll get access to the likes of Graceland, Memphis, where Elvis's home is, and Elvis Presley Estate is. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
mix of access to metaverse and IRL events, and a proportion of the primary mint is being used to buy authenticated Elvis memorabilia and give that more access than it usually has in private collections. So we're going to take various Elvis memorabilia on tour and possibly fractionalize it from an NFT perspective. The other aspect of Elvis on Chain is that we're not launching with a DAO, but we're eventually going to shift to a DAO model in the future. So every NFT will give you access to voting rights in Elvis DAO when we
Oh
launch Elvis
wow.
DAO towards the end of the year. So it's a
Wow.
multi-layered project. We're working with the Elvis Presley estate. So we own all of the rights for what you see today in the project. So it's elvis.onchainvault.io is the website. And then Twitter handle is at Elvis on Chain. If you want to check us out, there's a link tree with all the possible links on there. But yeah, that's the top line. But there's a lot going on, so feel free to hit me up with
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
follow-up
definitely.
questions.
I mean, I was my next question is going to be and to point out that you guys are basically you have the rights, you have the trademarks to be able to do this because I know there was a little bit of issue like in the Vegas region with using the name Elvis and the Elvis like stuff, but I love that and want the viewers to know that this project is fully trademarked and has full rights, correct?
I'll clarify that. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Vegas. Uh, I think I know what you're talking about in terms of that live recent story. But we're working with Elvis Presley Estates, which is owned by Authentic Brands Group, which is the brand management company for the likes of Elvis Presley trademark, Marilyn Monroe, Muhammad Ali, and lots of other IP. That's who we're
Hmm.
working with, and our
That is
partnership is
awesome.
with the Elvis Presley Estate, Graceland, and everything that sits with the ABG, Authentic Brands Group partnership.
That is awesome. I'm when Slaterade in the background, shout out to Slaterade, our production manager. He's showing off some of the visuals that you guys are seeing on screen. The 5K Elvis avatars, I am super excited about. I'm just in my mind, I do a lot of building myself, and I'm getting these visuals of what it could be and what it could look, especially this one right here. It's like, I'm like, that's got to be a legendary one, right? So it's
Put this
like
on repeat for a little bit whilst we talk about this. This is a very early teaser of the 5,000 avatars we're creating through our Sandbox collaboration. So this is one of the Elvises. We are working through designs, wearables, traits, movement.
right.
So I understand now the Sandbox.
Animation and all that.
It could have updated recently, but obviously Elvis is, apart from his music, is known for his style. He's known for his jumpsuits, cars, lots of other
Right.
things.
Right.
There's so much to take from Elvis's style legacy that can be brought to the avatar, but also movement.
Right.
So, as you know, everyone has quite an intensely personal relationship with Elvis, whether it's from listening to it via your grandparents or your
Right.
parents. He has an iconic move and an iconic strut. He has
Right.
rubber legs. See what he's doing now. We want to
Yeah.
blow that out in the Sandbox as well. So it's not only the Elvis look, but it's you get to be Elvis through
Right.
the 5,000 Elvis avatars.
Yeah, that is awesome. Having those custom animations, I know it's not it's a big task, right? Having all those movements from every show, you have to go back and make sure it's kind of fine-tuned. It is a lot of work, and I'm really excited to see what's gonna come out of it. And I'm definitely gonna be probably minting one when and you said that's gonna be in July, the mint for the avatars, or still wait.
We're looking at mid-July. There's slight movement in the last few weeks, so we were looking at early July, but probably minting mid-July.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 1,935 at primary mint.
Right.
So it's a limited supply drop, and it's going to be a premium price point.
Yeah, so he was like, I want one. I want one too, my friend. I'm gonna get one as soon as I hear that. So as soon as we get the news on that, I'm gonna be jumping on it. I know there's a lot of
Just for
utility. Yeah.
landowners, just whilst we're there, we do have a whitelist
Ooh, I do have land.
exclusively. Yes. So if you head to Twitter, Elvis on Chain, you'll see a link tree in our links there, and you'll pop out to a link tree page which has got the Sandbox whitelist link on
Very
there,
cool.
where you can gate to land and basically get on the whitelist.
Very cool. You guys heard that? If you have a land, you can whitelist to mint Elvis avatars. The link tree is in the chat. And what's kind of the I know this is just one of the utilities. I don't want to go all over in one sentence. I want to kind of break it down. What's kind of like the Elvis metaverse? Is it more is it is it
All right, I can
everything?
answer that.
Yeah.
And then you can follow it up, right?
Yeah.
So Elvis Metaverse. So we're metaverse agnostic. So we're talking about Sandbox, but we're agnostic across quite a few metaverse projects. Elvis on chain. If you think about the umbrella Elvis Metaverse, all you need to know is that it's part amusement park, part time capsule. That's Elvis Metaverse umbrella, and then how we're executing across various different metaverses covers different aspects. So if you think about our partnership with Sandbox, the Elvis experience is going to be via avatars, which is your gateway to the metaverse and being
Okay.
him and going on missions. It's going to be a multiplayer game, play to
Ooh.
earn game, etc. You're going to be able to flex the fact that you're an Elvis on-chain mafia fan, and people will know that you are. So that's Elvis in the Sandbox.
Okay.
We're also launching Elvis in Decentraland.
Okay.
So we are doing the first ever Guinness World Record in the metaverse in Decentraland for the
Oh my God.
highest number of Elvis impersonators in one spot.
Let's
So
go.
yeah, LFG, right? Love it. Love this sound clip. I hope these are legit fans from Elvis' content.
They are.
So,
They are.
so each holder, so after the Genesis Mint, you will get access to that Eagle jumpsuit. So an image back, it's his famous Eagle jumpsuit, which is one of his heaviest jumpsuits. That's been recreated by the amazing design team at Dapcraft, amazing 3D visual designers. So not only will Genesis key holders get access to metaverse experiences, they will also get airdropped the one of a series of eight to 10 special outfits, and one of them is the eagle jumpsuit, which you're seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the tiger jumpsuit, and we've got a range of exclusive, officially licensed Elvis jumpsuits that have been recreated in meticulous amount of detail. So this is not just a copy and paste. Look at what his outfit's like. It's been recreated with the jewels positioned very closely to where they're
Wow.
positioned. Yeah, it's incredible marvel. From
Yeah, a
a
lot of
party
detail for that
perspective,
to come to life.
so Decentraland's known for its parties, right? With
Right.
slightly different space to Sandbox. And one of the things we're trying to beat is this record for the highest number of Elvis impersonators in one spot. So I believe the record is about 898 in Cherokee in 2014. We obviously need to get a minimum of 1,000 people there to be counted. What's beauty, which we can smash. What's the beauty about the Guinness first ever Guinness World Record is if you're there in the experience, you're going to be counted. Your wallet's going to be counted by the adjudicator. So
Okay.
the people that turn up to that party and get counted and are wearing the wearables will get counted as an Elvis impersonator, and you will have a direct contribution to the first ever Guinness World Record in the metaverse. It's
Very
pretty
cool.
dope. There's loads of beauty in there about provenance and about being memorialized on the blockchain that you were there
Yeah.
at this party, the
It,
first ever Guinness World
yeah.
Record.
So if so, I want to just clarify this because I want to understand. So if I mint the avatar with Sandbox, do I get the wearables in Decentraland for free? Do I have to remint? How does that kind of work?
There's a couple of things there. So with the Sandbox execution, with the Sandbox metaverse, it's 5,000. We're doing a 5,000 avatar drop. If
Right.
you own a Genesis key for Elvis Onchain, you will get a free claim of an avatar. So 1,935 of our holders will get a free claim of an Elvis avatar.
Okay.
Completely different. So that's in the voxel architect world.
Correct.
In the Decentraland world, you will get the wearable that you're seeing here,
Awesome.
a range of his exclusive wearables, a high definition. Voxel Architect world, different. Decentraland, you're getting high fidelity, what's looking like more Ready Player Me,
Right. Right.
than Voxel.
Right. So you're essentially minting the exclusive access rights to both things, right? And that's very cool. I want to jump into the memorabilia because I think that's an interesting topic because I'm a personal fan of having things in real life and on the chain, and that's those two elements kind of linked together. Can you talk a little bit about that in terms of
Yeah,
how
absolutely.
that
I'm so
is and
glad you asked. So, if you think about Elvis, take yourself out of Web3 right now. A lot of Elvis's collection exists at Graceland and it exists in private collections, not dissimilar to artwork, right?
right?
Not dissimilar to Monets and Manets in the world that exist in private collections. With 10% of the community wallet, and this is all laid out in our light paper, we're going to use 10% of the mint to buy at auction and various different authenticated dealers. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to buy Elvis memorabilia, and that choice of what we buy is based on what the community vote want the community wallet to purchase in terms of Elvis's memorabilia. And then we're going
Okay.
to give access. Say, for example, we buy his pink Cadillac,
Mm-hmm.
and we showcase that around the world, so lots of Elvis fans from anywhere can actually see and have access to see the physical collection IRL.
Right. That was actually my. I'm glad you answered it because that was my next collection. Like, okay, you guys buy this, and like, what's next? And I love that you guys have already thought of that. And it's where, let's say you're in Philippines and you have a bunch of Philippine owners, and they vote to have it in the Philippines for like a week or whatever, and you get to go see it. Whereas you would need to travel to the States or some museum in
Exactly.
Europe or whatever to be able to
Exactly.
go.
When
Yeah.
you say you guys are thinking as well, it's we're giving the owners of eventually the DAO as well voting rights to choose all this. So we're just laying out the tools for
Right.
true Elvis fans to
Right.
to basically drive the future of Elvis on the blockchain and
That is
IRL.
awesome. Yeah.
So this is a fan-based token. If you want to steer the direction of Elvis and bring his content to the world in high fidelity that probably hasn't been seen by lots of people. If you think about the age group of Web3, it
Right.
skews fairly young.
Yeah.
In the next day or so going live tonight is the Elvis movie, big picture movie by Baz Luhrmann and in conjunction with Warner Brothers Pictures. That's going to be catapulted into the consciousness of the world.
Okay.
Elvis' story with Austin Butler and Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many other projects apart from DC Backhouse that has the media spend of Warner Brothers Pictures behind an
Right.
NFT is
Right.
associated with an NFT project. So if you think about the scale of Elvis and Elvis this year, it's a huge memorial year for Elvis as well as the 45th since his passing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge year for Elvis, and we're talking about today the Elvis on Chain portion of it. But in a day or so,
Very
Elvis will be
excited.
in the box office everywhere. So it will be catapulted in people's consciousness.
Right.
If you think about any other NFT project, does it have a movie spend behind it?
Right. Right.
Like it's not. It's pretty rare.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Elvis is not a small name, right? It's like it definitely like I'm not a big fan, but I'm still a fan, right? It's like if I were to choose
Can I
from any
ask you
of
something? Can I ask
yeah.
you something though? If you're not a big fan, is your mother, father, grandparents,
Yeah, yeah,
or
right. And it's like
anyone in your circle that might be a bit older than you, are they fans?
yeah, yeah, they are, right? And it's like you learn from them, right? Or else like, I'd be watching Backstreet Boys and then Sync in 20 years, but like, but the 90s, right? So
It's
yeah,
interesting
so
because you talk about not a fan of his music, but then he's got so many different
no, I didn't say
facets
I
and
wasn't
cultural
I wasn't
icons.
a
No,
fan.
no,
It was
no.
more
I'm just super passionate, but like if you think about hairstyles for a
right,
moment, just hairstyles. If you think about through history and through Rihanna and through Bieber and through
right,
people through Harry Styles,
right.
they think they're doing the most unique thing in the world, but they're all taking derivations of
Of
style and of
course.
music from the greats.
Great.
And
Yep.
his hairstyle has a massive impact on the culture, let
Yeah.
alone his music, let alone how many artists Elvis inspired. So
Yeah.
the latitude of Elvis as a cultural icon is bigger than just Elvis the artist. He's influenced the Rolling Stones, he's influenced Elton John, right through to influencing Gaga and Rihanna.
Yeah.
So whilst you might like zone in on the fact that Elvis, his fan base in Memphis might be skewing a little bit older, the
Of course.
emotion of Elvis in the world is a lot younger and deeper than just his music.
Right. And I could see like this whole project alone can attract, the younger crowd as well, not just because of their grandparents or their, or their circle, but it's kind of in their realm with the Web3 going on and it whatnot. But real quick, I'm gonna hop on something else. Do you guys currently have land in Sandbox? I assume you do. And will you be building that out, or you're building it out?
I will update you on that in the future. I don't have an
Okay.
answer for that right now, but great question.
Okay. Yeah. I just thought about it. I'm like, okay, we have the avatars, we have all this exclusive access, just was curious if that's something, and it seems like you might be, and just maybe,
Yeah,
and
as
yeah,
I
we
said
can talk about
earlier,
that later.
aside from what we're doing in the sandbox, Elvis Metaverse is part amusement park, part time capsule. Where that exists to be, where it's a physical place in the metaverse, in Sandbox, whether that's in a high fidelity environment like spatial and having a
Right.
private collection in there, whether it's Elvis will be on chain.
Right.
Does it mean that we'll have a physical space in the Sandbox and own land?
Right.
Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also want to be led by the people that mint this project. So, if we have quite a few people from Decentraland, from Sandbox, from Mona, from Spatial, and the voting goes in and they actually want the metaverse somewhere else or want to use the fund somewhere else, will be
Right.
steered by the community, as opposed to making like a Machiavellian decision at head office. We want this to be a fan-owned project and it live and Elvis to live on
Yeah.
past us, long after we pass.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it being memorialized on the blockchain and this being a fan-led project.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do know, we're talking to other direct artists that are, who are still alive, and that's their kind of vision too. And it's nice to see you and your team kind of came up with this, and is kind of helping fulfill that for the fans. And speaking of the teams, like, how big are you guys? What do you guys like? I know you are, I think, one of the founders, correct, of this project, or the founder.
So I'll just explain that. So this project is in partnership between Run It Wild. So I'm part of Run It Wild. I'm the chief marketing officer. Run It Wild, it's a Web3 dev studio. We do everything from Web3 strategy through to solidity development of the project, through to pre-mint marketing, through to post-mint aftercare. That's Web3. That's the Web3 studio, and we've partnered with Authentic Brands Group, who own the rights for the Elvis Presley estate. How big are we? In Run It Wild, we're a team of Spartans. We exist globally. There's under 20 of us. We are weapons. That's why we call ourselves Spartans, right? We are deep in specialities of solidity development with our partner Pella. We have a team, a social team. We have creatives that exist all around the world, and we plug in and play wherever they are, and wherever the talent is. And then from the Authentic Brands Group side, I'll have to get you that number, but there is a team of people that work across the Elvis brand.
Very
Um,
nice.
they are based in New York, actually. I caught up with the team yesterday at the head offices, and I was taken into the Elvis showroom.
Ooh.
So I got to see a lot of Elvis. There's a shop that you can buy. It's an official Elvis shop. And you
Yeah.
can buy. It's an e-com store, and you can buy Elvis product. There was badges, old school badges from karate days. There was the Elvis bear. There was a lot of Elvis movie posters, given that the red carpet has just gone this week, but it's live in theatres tonight. It was incredible. So, yeah, that was a bit of a sidestep. How big is the team? Run It Wild, sub 20, but we plug it and play. The Authentic Brands Group team, I'll have to get a number of you of the people that
Hmm.
look after Elvis there.
That is awesome. I know, we're almost out of time. We have like 5 minutes. So much utility on this project, with the avatars, the memorabilia. Let's kind of quickly go over the music and the wearables. You said there's access to the music, obviously, to listen to, and the music and the I'm sorry, the
I'll
moments,
just,
the performances.
I'll just clarify that. So, we have rights to some of his concerts. So the comeback special, which is what the NFT artwork is based off, the Elvis lights in the background.
Mm-hmm.
The comeback special is a live recording. We've got access to the Aloha, but we're also going to have access to more of his content that hasn't actually been showcased to the public as well. In terms of music, we are still working on that partnership. So there's a little nuance in that. A lot of Elvis's name is owned by Authentic Brands Group. Some of Elvis's music is owned at the Sony level. So we
Okay.
might have some news on that in the future. Cannot reveal
Yeah.
what that will be. We do have the other thing I forgot to mention was we've got a generative PFP
Okay.
project that will drop out of this, and it's with the Elvis artist, the official Elvis artist, Joe Petruccio. So part of the utility of the Elvis on-chain keys will be you'll get a free claim on that PFP as well when that drops. So if you don't know who Joe Petruccio is, he is at Elvis Week in August every year. He is an official Elvis artist of record, and he has done amazing paintings of Elvis, and he's got a beautiful style. We're working with him on his first NFT drop.
Is there going to
And
be an
that
Elvis bear? Because I'm going to be scouting out for that.
Sorry, I'm just having to say hi to someone.
Yeah.
Will there be an
Yeah.
Elvis bear? There is an Elvis bear.
Okay.
You can physically get one, but
Okay.
let's chat. No to Elvis bear. Like as
Okay.
in, it's not a no. Let's chat.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, because that's me, right? So.
I get it. I get you, Dizzy. I
All
feel
right.
you.
Yeah. Anything else you want to quickly go over before we send you off to?
No,
I know
this
you have
is
a
like
very
all
busy
I'll
week.
say is this is a multi-layered project. Elvis's legacy is so his collection and who he exists to be in music, art, work, his style is quite broad ranging.
Right.
So, we're peeling the onion today. This is part one. If you want to continue your learning journey about Elvis on Chain, you can find us on Twitter at Elvis on Chain, and then the link trees in the top there. There's a few whitelists we've got live at the moment. If you are a landowner, get amongst it. If you're a Metakey owner, get amongst it. There's a few Mona, Spatial, and Decentraland. There's a few whitelists up with our premium. With our premium metaverse partners, so you'll see a stack of whitelists there. We are minting around about mid-July. We are premium, going to be a premium price point. We'll share more details. Join our Discords. Again, all the links are in our link tree. And yeah, come into the fold.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's so exciting, and I could see the excitement behind, the whole project. Is there quickly
and
is
if you want to
is
watch something today that will shake you to your core, watch the Elvis trailer, the second trailer. It's the longest 3-minute trailer of the Elvis movie. If you want to feel something in Web3, watch the Elvis movie trailer. It's also in our link tree. It's right down at the bottom. Watch it and go see it in the movie theater.
I will
Out
definitely
tonight.
do that. I will definitely do that. Maybe we can put that link in here real quick as well, Slater, if you can just help me out with that. Yeah, he's already posted. He's ahead of the curve. Is there one last thing
Watching
before
it.
we send you off? Has a mint price been declared yet? Is it going to
No,
come?
we're waiting for ETH to
Okay.
stabilize as much as it
Okay.
can. We have previously communicated that this will be a premium mint. Originally, we were discussing the price point sitting in USD between 1,000 and 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
That sits and exists to be an ETH TBC, but we're saying our whitelist has a gated whitelist. You have to have 0.56 in your wallet to be on a whitelist. We are starting on the path of it being a premium mint,
Right.
and
And it
we'll
should be.
update. Yeah, we'll update. We've got an amazing partners. We've got amazing IP. Elvis is not a janky PFP project. It is a legacy that deserves aesthetic and quality, high fidelity design, hence it's being a premium mint. So yeah, we'll communicate that on our channels in the coming weeks prior to mint, but for now we can say that it'll sit between 1,000 to 2,000. We can put that in each.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well, that pretty much wraps up your time, wraps up my time, Sarah. Thank you for coming on to the show. And I'm sure the people in chat are really excited about this. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you for
like
taking
part
your time.
one, we're an open book as well. So, like, if you've got any questions about the project, if you have a skim of our light paper and you still got some follow-up questions, we're super transparent. We want, if people are minting and this is a premium, we don't want to pull the wool over their eyes. We want you
Right.
to go in with this with your eyes wide open. So, yeah, hit us up on Discord, hit us up on Twitter. We will answer any of your questions prior to mint to make sure that you're comfortable at mint.
Sounds good. Yeah, I just posted that link for the light paper as well if anybody's interested in reading the details. And as you heard it from Sarah, they are an open book and they will answer your questions. All righty. Thank you, Sarah.
So
Hope
thank you
you.
for your time.
Yeah.
So good to have a bear chat.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everybody who was watching. You guys heard it. Linktree, Elvis onchain. Sarah, have a
I
good
just want to say
travel.
thanks to Brian and Robert behind the scenes that have set this up. Like, gratitude for giving us this platform. Yeah, and thank you for your time in doing all the setup as well. So really appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a great day and safe travels.
Cool. You too. Thanks.
Bye bye.
See you on the other side at some time in the future.
Yes,
Elvis has
definitely.
left. Elvis on Chain has left the building. Goodbye.
Bye bye.